Acharya, I would like to have some clarity on what unfolds between Gail and Dominic during the relationship. Dominic doesn't love him and doesn't respect him for what he does. What kind of relationship is it? Is it love? Is love meant to maximize your partner's potential? What purpose does love serve in life? Dominic's relationship with Vyan undergoes a transformation. She chooses him as the second worst fellow she can find. She wants to punish herself. She wants to punish herself. Marrying Peter Keating was her way of punishing herself. Why does she want to punish herself? Because she knows greatness and yet is not capable of living up to it. But she realizes greatness and she realizes that it's a binary thing. Either you live up to it or you don't. So she won't say that she is 95% with greatness. She knows greatness in the form of Rourke, but she also knows, looking at the life of Rourke, that she can't quite be with Rourke. It hurts her. It hurts her to be with Rourke. But it also tells her that she is not yet in the Rourke league. Why does it hurt her to be with Rourke? She cannot tolerate what the word does to Rourke, and yet Rourke continues to live and function in the world. She is deeply hurt when she sees Rourke in the quarry. She is deeply hurt when she sees what they did to the Stoddard Temple. She is deeply hurt when she finds Rourke working for idiots. And she is badly hurt when she sees Rourke not having any work and Rourke being rejected again and again by pygmies. She is not prepared to spend life with Rourke, because if she spends life with Rourke, she'll have to be part of all the hurt that comes Rourke's way. Now, Rourke is quite impervious to hurt. The world does what it can to break Rourke. But Rourke is not fragile. If Dominic chooses to be with Rourke, she'll have to partner Rourke in suffering and experiencing what Rourke does. She does not have the tenacity of Rourke. And Rourke too knows that. Rourke tells her, till the time you feel so hurt and disturbed by the world, you cannot be with me. Dominic too knows that. And Dominic severely dislikes herself for not living up to Rourke. She says, I could have been with him. But then I feel so easily hurt by the world. So to punish herself, she goes to the other extreme. She says, I have committed such a crime that I deserve the harshest punishment. And what is the harshest punishment? The harshest punishment is to marry the worst person possible. She says, being so close to Rourke and yet not be able to fully live with him is such a disgrace. I must be punished. So she inflicts punishment on herself by marrying Peter Keating. Then, as circumstances would have it, Gail Wynand offers marriage to her. In fact, the only way she can continue her relationship with Peter Keating is by discontinuing it. Her relationship with Peter Keating is that of, besides being a wife, that of a middleman, a middlewoman rather, who keeps bringing her projects. And Gail Wynand says, I'll give the biggest project that Keating has ever had, provided you divorce him. I want you to marry me. Dominic says, fine. Keating anyway wants the project more than he wants me as his wife. So let him have the project. And I'll move from one punishment to other. Having suffered Keating, I'll now suffer Wynand. So that's how the relationship begins. Dominic marries Wynand as a mark of contempt towards him. She says, I want to punish myself and hence I am marrying you. And Wynand knows that. He says, I fully well know why you are marrying me. You are marrying me out of contempt towards me. That's how it begins. But then as they start living together, she discovers raucness in Wynand. And this is both pleasant and most unbearable to her. Because Rourke is the one she should have been with. Wynand is the one she came to because she could not live up to Rourkeness. But often it happens that Wynand starts talking and behaving almost like Rourke. There are instances when Wynand almost repeats the same phrases as Rourke had spoken. Those times are horrible for Dominic. She, in fact, in one instance, shouts Wynand shut. She says, you have no right to say these things. Wynand asks, has somebody else said them before? Dominic keeps mum. But Wynand is too smart a player not to figure out. He realizes. He says, I see. But then Dominic's hatred for Wynand starts melting. And a time comes when she actually throws away a piece of paper that she had preserved as a mark of hatred for Wynand, crumples it and puts it into the waste bin. The paper read, fire the bitch. Fire the bitch, GW. Once Dominic had worked for Wynand. And Wynand was running a huge enterprise. He did not know who Dominic was. He had ordered that Dominic must be sacked. He was away, so he had messaged his secretary. The message had reached telegraphically. A very concise message, fire the bitch, GW. Dominic had picked up that little piece of paper, picked it up and kept it as a mark of her hatred towards Wynand. Not hatred really, contempt. After a point in their relationship, she drops that hatred. You could even say that she starts loving Gail Wynand. Till other things happen that we'll cover in chapter 4. So that's the contour of their relationship. That's how It moves. Now, Himalaya is asking, is love meant to maximize your partner's potential? It's the gym again. Is love meant to maximize your partner's potential? In love, first of all, you choose a partner with potential. You're asking, is love meant to maximize your partner's potential? Is love about choosing any Tom, Dick, Harry and then saying, I am now going to maximize his potential? No. Love is first of all a sacred thing. You cannot fall in love with anybody. As the text says, love is exception making. The one you love has to be exceptional. Exceptional, but obviously not perfect. So to the extent your exceptional beloved is not perfect, you help him in rising towards perfection. Are you getting it? But first of all, you have to ask yourself, why in the first place are you getting attracted towards someone? You cannot get attracted towards someone for all the wrong reasons and then try to rectify your mistake by helping the other one maximize his potential. This is not the way of love. Reach out to someone who appeals to you as higher, very high, probably the highest that you can get. Your love is an expression of your core values, is it not? For the normal person, love has to be the upward glance. You're looking at someone who is taller than you. That is what you must do. Look at the sky. Fall in love with the sky. Fall in love with height so that you can be raised. In fact, even stating a purpose is a bit of a humiliation. It's just love. You love the height. You love the height. And from the point of view of the high one, love is compassion. You are already quite tall. So you cannot expect to really get as a beloved somebody taller than you. Obviously, you will only come across people who are shorter. So then that is compassion. You come across people who are shorter, and then you bend down so that they can have your hand. And then you enable them to rise up. But this is only for those who are already at the highest potential of their height. Are you getting it? They are the ones who can fall in love even with dwarfs. But what about a dwarf? Who should it fall in love with? The tall one. So, the perspectives have to be different. Look at who you are. If you are a realized soul, then love for you would only mean help. Help the others. And if you are a commoner, then love for you must mean the upward glance. Figure out someone who would help you rise. What purpose does love serve in life? It offers you good pensions after 65. What kind of purpose do you want, Himalaya? What kind of purpose does love serve in life? Romantic dinners, booze, good sex. If you'll ask for purpose, what other purpose can I quote? Intoxicating experiences. Jasmine and rose. And all kinds of fragrances. Too romantic for your taste? All right. Somebody to take care of you in your old age. That's the purpose of love. Fine? Somebody to beget you kids. Obviously. That's the purpose of love. Chunumunu. Somebody to show to your friends. Babi. Show them and make them envious of you. I'm trying to figure out purposes of love. Somebody to warm your bed, and cook your bread. Look at this wicked tongue. It was going to say somebody to cook your bed and warm your bread and warm your bed. What other purposes can we imagine? Help me. Somebody to touch your parents' feet. Love means a force that makes you act against yourself so that you can be what you must be. That is the purpose of love. What is love? It is a force that makes you act against yourself so that you can be what you must be. That is love. Now, is there life without love? Is there life without love? Yes, there is life without love. Biological life, material life, physical life. We are not talking of romantic love here. We are talking of love. Love is a force. Love is not an emotion or a passion. Love is not a candlelight dinner. Love is a force that makes you violate the dictums of your conditioning patterns, the entire momentum of your past. It is like an inner war, a civil strife. Your entire system says one thing, it wants to take you to one direction, and love wants to take you to another direction. That's love. And it need not necessarily involve a female for a male or a male for a female. Love doesn't have much to do with the sexual dimension. Then Jyoti says, Acharya Dominic is saying to Vyan, I wanted you to be my chain to the world. You have become my defense instead, and that makes my marriage dishonest. What is Dominic saying to Gail? Dominic is telling Gail, I married you so that I can let the world punish me in form of you. You represented the worst of the world to me. That's why I married you. Instead, you have become my armor against the worst. So, my fundamental reason in marrying you has been violated. I wanted you so that in the form of you, I can see the bestiality of the world every day, 24 hours. But instead, in form of you, I have started seeing greatness. Greatness that is becoming my defense against smallness. You do not allow smallness to come to me. I expected to see smallness in your form. Instead, you have become that which is not allowing smallness to come to me. That's what Dominic is saying. It is a backhanded compliment to Gail Wynand. She is offering a tribute. Right?